What's up, everybody? It's good to see you, and it's good to be seen by you. Welcome to the show. I, of course, am the one and only Bill Sylvie, aka the Dungeon Delver, coming to you live, loud and clear on a Monday evening, and I hope you guys are having an absolutely wonderful time. Dungeon Minister, good to see you. Rabbit, Joe Kaufman, IWS Bull, Tolamicus, Great Old Ones channel. Howdy. Anyway, I apologize for the delay, guys. I basically ended up supper finished at like 6:50. Frankly, I didn't want to wait, so I wolfed down some chicken and potatoes and broccoli, and here I am. John Collins, hello, good to see you. I'm glad you like the new intro, because that's the way the new intro is. That is what it is. Is that it? That it is. So got some new stuff happening, got some new stuff going on. My camera's a little wonky, and I'll explain why in just a hot minute or two. It's a little defocused. Like if you're looking over here at the live sign, that's a little blurry. I get it. So I got a new gadget for the show, and let me be 100% clear. You guys helped me get a new gadget for the show. And if you're sitting out there and you want to help me get gadgets for the show, also, if you haven't done so already, would you please click the subscribe button, click the bell icon for notifications, and then you'll get notifications about the show. And I can almost with 40% chance of accuracy tell you will get show notifications, and I'll be explaining that in just a minute. But also a reminder that tonight's show is brought to you by me, the Dungeon Delver. I know that might seem on the face of it a bit of a tautology. It's here because I'm here, and I'm here because it's here. But I can assure you that the sponsorship is real. Right down below in the show description, we have a link to our incredible merch, our channel logo that was created by Tracy Lesh. Yeah, that Tracy Lesh. I know, right? The dude among dudes who created the Mind Flayer for Dungeons and Dragons all the way back when. So you fancy kids and your Baldur's Gate 3 and your Ithilids and all that nonsense, your elder brains and whatnot like that. No, this is the man. He knows. Under the guidance of Gary Gygax created it, and he has done our channel logo. So if you want our channel logo on some merch and want to be out there and rep the brand, follow that link below to our merch store, and that is an even division between Tracy and I. So fear not, he's absolutely getting paid for that work. But anyway, that, and also, of course, Crom. What do you do when you hit a certain age, a certain, schedule times in your life, and you feel like you're up to your chin in it all the time, but you want to play AD&D? I mean, who doesn't? Everybody wants to play AD&D. Even people who play basic or second edition or third, God help us, fourth or fifth, actually really want to play first edition. They just don't know it yet. They don't know how cool it is yet. And when you reach that point, you're like, whoa, character creation and keeping track of characters, whether I'm the DM or I'm just one lone player out there, guys, you might find yourself a little overwhelmed. You might find yourself, at the very best, you're whelmed. Okay. But it could be that you're overwhelmed. And that's where the other cool thing we've got comes in. That is Crom, the Character Record Organization Manager software. That's right. It is the last word in first edition. Because now let me tell you something. There's online character creators, online dice rollers, and you might say, Bill, what do I need Crom for? I can make a character. This will shave 10-20% off if I use this die roller on this web portal. If I use the Dragon's Foot thing, it even lets me start with a basic class. But let me ask you this: two words framed as a question, a simple interrogative for you, donated or designated rather in English by the ubiquitous question mark. Let me ask you this: what then? Now you're playing this character in a campaign. Now you have to keep track of their equipment, their experience points. Did they get drained? Did their stats raise up? Did their alignment change? Have they shifted into a dual class role? Have they become a bard? Well, then the paperwork just piles right back down on you. And what do you do then? You're back to square one. And then you start looking at basic D&D, and you're like, well, maybe I should just go over there and do that because it's simple. It's very simplistic. Folks, put your worries aside. In fact, put them away forever. Purchase a copy of Crom, and you will have not just character creation, not just inventory management, but the ability to create characters in as little as 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Bang, zoom. You're done. And you can keep track of those characters. You can update them as your game plays. You're the DM. You're running your game. You encounter Lord Volverall. He's a very powerful, he's something, powerful guy. But you'll find out soon what he is. No more awkward moments like that. Tappity, tappity. He's a 12th level fighter magic user. It's that fast. It's that fast. And it's all first edition AD&D compliant, 100% down the way. How many times have you said, nah, I don't do inventory? And the back of your head, you're completing that sentence because it's too hard to keep track of. Don't lie to people like that. It debases you. Crom will keep track of that inventory for you and tell you how fast characters need to be going. Your encumbrance is taken care of with Crom. Want to drop some of that gear? Want to change it out? Crom gives you full inventory control. Got an item that's unique to your game or something beyond the basic loadout, that +1 sword up to Heward's mystical organ that you keep tucked in a portable hole, that you keep in Liamon's secret tiny chest? Well, guess what? Crom has custom inventory control, baby. You can handle everything with Crom. Don't miss out. $25, Windows 8, 8.1, 10, and 11, 32 or 64-bit, Mac OS through Wine, Linux through Wine. Crom, buy it. Buy it. Anyway, that's our other sponsor. Aren't you guys glad you heard that? We have got a week in front of us. We have got a week ahead of us, and it's going to be very cool. Mighty. I like it. Mighty. Multiple integrated game help text of yesteryear, Crom. Mighty Crom. I love it. I love it, Dungeon Minister. Hey, did you know? You know what? Do that. Is that a little blown out? I think my lights need a little bit of adjusting. I was experimenting with a gadget. I got a teleprompter, guys. I got a teleprompter, and it's not like the jibber jabber fool. that I've been giving you guys, that's not on teleprompter, okay? There's no text document that can contain my live show awesome. There's not. Next page. What it is, pause. I'm just kidding you with you guys. No, I have shied away from doing videos where I'm on camera talking to the camera about stuff, whatever topics, with the exception of newsy things where I'm kind of looking down. And then I'll look up and then I'll look back at the screen. I don't, if I'm going to make a video where I'm talking about, unarmed first edition AD&D combat, videos coming out Wednesday, by the way. Just an 18, 20-minute video. I don't want to constantly be looking down or have to pin up sheets of paper around the camera. And I'm not really looking at the camera. I'm sort of looking over here, kind of like I'm looking at the camera, but I'm really looking at like notes that I have stuck up. I didn't want to do that. So I got a teleprompter, and it's a pretty cool gadget. It surrounds your camera. If you've ever watched like an old TV program and they cut to a different camera, they kind of give you that, hey, what if I was up hanging from the lighting fixtures over the audience looking down, and you see a big, Frigidaire sized TV camera that moves back, and it's got these weird angular, almost heads up display panes on it. Or you've watched any of our recent presidents giving speeches, and they look to the left, they look to the right, they look to the left, they look ahead, left, right, left, ahead. They're looking at teleprompters. Theirs are a little bit fancier. Theirs are they use a cathode ray tube display, or some of them use lasers to project the words onto the panes. They can see through them, and if you're sitting out in the audience, you can't see what's being reflected on them, but because of the angle, they can see what's reflected on them. That's the way this new gadget works, but the thing that projects onto it is a phone or a tablet. And I have multiple mobile phones. I've tested it out with mine. It works pretty good. And I advance the script. It actually comes with a little remote here that I have. And I can sit there, and when the app's up, I can just, I can just advance the script through, and there we go. I was so disappointed. I thought this little screen here that's on it, I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me zoom. I thought that like maybe that like duplicated what was on the screen, and you could see text on. This is just a big blue light. There's just a bulb under this plastic filter there. So I have that now, and I'm going to be using that. I'm going to be using that to do a video. Every week, you're going to get new content from me. Every week, the optimal content from me. Because I kind of had this epiphany, and I had this discussion, and I did some investigating, and I actually got answers out of YouTube's AI system about what to do and how to do it. They don't announce your videos. They don't do notifications more than 3 times in 24 hours for your live stream, or for your shorts, or for any other videos. Not more than 3 every 24 hours. So there'd be days when I might do a collab live stream, 3 shorts, my regular live stream, and then there's a bit of news. Well, nobody's hearing but the first 3 things that I put up, and then it's like no more notifications. and we're going to kind of talk a little bit about channel growth with regard to that, because last week I had a crisis. I had a significant personal crisis because I uploaded my usual raft of stuff to YouTube and it wasn't going anywhere. It wasn't like, you know, an hour and 20 minutes and 30 views, 60 views, something like that on a video is no bueno. And it was like I was being suffocated by YouTube. And I got on their little AI thing and I said, look, I know you're just a robot, but if this is what you're going to do to me, if you're going to kill my channel this way, just look at my channel analytics, tell me when it's going to be dead, and I'll quit now. I was ready to quit because I had this big high, this big endorphin rush, or not endorphin rush, a dopamine rush of seeing my shorts get out there. And, you know, I have a short that, you know, 10,000 people would view, and I'd get like 20 subscriptions off of it and that sort of thing. And so I was like, what in the hell's wrong? And so I thought more was the answer, but I was working harder and harder for less and less. And all the things that they don't tell you, and folks, I'm actually going to do a video about this, and I will link people to it. So you're just kind of getting a raw feed on this. But I was working harder and harder and going slower and slower. It's like, you ever get on one of those treadmills that's like has built-in gearing? It has like a built-in gear ratio to make it harder on you, to make you work harder as you go, to exercise you more, and it slowly does this. That's what was happening to me, and I didn't realize it, and it was killing me, and it was sapping the fun. It was making me really upset. So when I sat down and I looked at what I was doing and I looked at how I was doing it, I realized I needed to step back and do new stuff with the channel. You're still going to get the live streams 5 nights a week, 6 if I'm over on anybody else's channels, but that's theirs. But God, this is bugging me. Hang on a second. Sorry. There we go. That's better. That's what I wanted. So, you know, I won't be, I won't be, fighting against the system. And great old ones, I'm down for any time you want to come on here and talk 1E. And once I got out of this spiral that I was in last week and really started looking at how I could fix things, I came up with a plan. So you're going to get the live streams, two YouTube shorts a day, not 3, not 5, not 10, 2 YouTube shorts a day. The live stream and 2 YouTube shorts will fulfill it. It'll fill up that time period. I have racked and stacked a week's worth of YouTube shorts into the channel's scheduler. I recorded them, I did the audio, and then I'm not going to worry about it during the week. So I can actually get up and do things during the day instead of sitting here going, oh crap, it's 2:00. Oh God, the next one's got to go out in 30 minutes. Did you know Gary Gygax's toothbrush sold at auction for $25 million in 2008? You know, I don't have to get up and run around and do that. So they're racked and stacked already. And it's going to be the same with once a week, usually on Wednesdays, 1 short video, 1 medium length video about TTRPG stuff, classic TTRPG stuff, Dungeons and Dragons TTRPG stuff. And then Thursday, Friday, 2 shorts, live stream, 2 shorts, live stream. Saturday and Sunday, 3 shorts. So that's it. And kind of part of what motivated me to get the to get the teleprompter was this. What, you know, I thought, okay, how do I justify getting this thing if I'm never going to use it? And kind of kicking my channel into high gear was part of it. Now, if you guys aren't on my Discord regularly, hey, Advanced Fantasy Games, if you guys aren't on my Discord regularly, I want to talk to y'all a little bit about something. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to bring this up because this is what I said on the channel the other day. And I want to share this with you guys, and I hope you understand how heartfelt this is. Oh, I could have put this in the teleprompter and teleprompted it to you guys, but here we go. So this was at almost 3 a.m. yesterday morning. That is Sunday. So this is like at 2 a.m. on Sunday when things were finally spinning down for the day. Because I looked and I had rolled over to 9,600 subscriptions. And this is what this is what I posted on the Discord. I said, with 3 more subscriptions, I'll have 9,601, which is a weird number to mention in the offhand, I realize, but there's a point to it. A few years back in 2022, the channel was sitting at right around 1,500 or so subscriptions. WotC's issues kicked into high gear in January of 2023, and I started making videos about that, and the channel fairly exploded. But when the dust settled, I was still sitting around 4,000, 4,500 by the end of the year. It's pretty significant, but with WotC wiping their chins off and sorting themselves out, things leveled off. From 2024 until late 2025, subscriptions were, let's say, steady. When I promised you guys an IRL convention when I reached 10K subscribers, honestly, I thought for a channel like mine, it'd never happen. I thought I was safe. But then winter of 2023 hit and this joke started flying around. But of course, things tapered off. I looked at the numbers and said, I have thousands and thousands of subscriptions to go before I have to worry about that. Words have power, especially in your own head. Thousands and thousands was an insurmountable amount. That's at least 4,000, right? To have thousands, you must have a minimum of 2,000. That's 2 1,000s. To have thousands and thousands, you've got to have 2 groups of 2,000 at minimum, or at least 4,000. So I felt comfortable as the subscriptions rose. I do back of the envelope math based on how things had tapered off. And after 2023, I thought, well, okay, I got a shot in the arm. So now it's a decade instead of 2 decades before I hit 10,000 subs. That's how slow it was going, guys. Literally, after I hit 1,000 subscribers and things tapered off again, I did some math and I'm like, well, at this rate, it's going to be 2042 when I hit 10,000 subscribers. And I didn't say that angrily. That's just, you know, how it was. And then my dumbass decided to try YouTube Shorts, and suddenly in the space of months, I went from a stale-ish 7,500, I still needed thousands at that point, to 9,000. And you guys remember the over 9,000. Then that means I needed hundreds, but it was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. See, 200 plus 200 plus 200, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Well, in this case, 200 plus 200 plus 200 plus 200 plus 200, but you get the idea. So at the time of this overly long post that I was making on Discord, Mark Kemp, good to see you. It was 9,600, which was still hundreds and hundreds. And then I said, in a few minutes or a few hours or whatever, I'll cross that and it will simply be hundreds. And that's where we are now. Now the channel is at 9,630, I think, something like that, 9,630. So it's just hundreds. It's just hundreds. Now, 4 years ago, 300 would have been another year's worth of work. The back of the envelope tells me now that this will probably be May, maybe June if things slow down with my new strategy a little bit. The 18th, Undoix says it's the 18th. But the point is this. All this is thanks to you guys. It's all because of you. Whether you just subscribed today, you saw one of those shorts and were like, I'm not subscribed to this guy. I've got to check him out. And you're here now watching. You're one of the 50 or 60 people watching. That's 20 over on YouTube and 40 over on Twitter. It's because of you guys. It's not anything special I did. I mean, I'm just an idiot with an overpriced camera and too much studio gear for what I do. No, it's all because of you guys. You wanted a buddy during COVID. You wanted to find out about old school D&D stuff. You wanted to hear from people whose names you only knew from reading D&D books and find out, oh God, they're real people. It's because of you guys. It's because of each and every one of you that I can be here. It's because of my co-host Kyle, you know. Summer of 2022, I was looking at the channel like, I'm thinking I just ratchet this thing down to a couple of live streams a week at most. I was just like, you know, whatever. And you know, Kyle talked to me. He said, no, man, look, clean up your studio, rearrange things, make it look different, change things around some. And I did, you know, I moved over to here where I'm sitting at now. I've changed a little. I've gone from like right here to kind of here in the corner. And, you know, I made a few changes about myself. So it's because of Kyle. When my sound crapped out on me over Christmas of 2023 to 2024, I mean, all I wanted to do, I had this small, this very cool little, it's a workstation class machine. And it does everything that the big boat anchor PC over here can do. So I said, I'm just going to migrate over to that. And in changing stuff over there, I changed things on this PC, and suddenly I didn't have any audio. Guests couldn't hear me, I couldn't hear them, or if I could hear them, they couldn't hear me, or if they could hear me, I couldn't hear them. I couldn't hear the music, the opening and closing credits music play. I still can't do that. I still don't hear my opening and closing music. But I was literally so bummed out that I was just like, I'll just go to recording videos if it's going to be this hard. Because it was hours that those guys worked with me on this, and eventually they helped me sort it out. To all of my guests who've come on the show, people, movers and shakers who've taken time out of their schedules to be here. Guys like Matt Finch, Jeff Talanian, God rest his soul, the late Jim Ward. 4 times Jim said yes to coming on my show and was coming here a 5th time. Rob Kuntz has been here twice. The artist Darlene, Skip Williams, Steve Marsh, Dave LaForce, Errol Otis. And then so many small creators too. Greg Gillespie. I mentioned Matt Finch already. Doc Flamingo. G-Man Tony. There's so many of you guys out there who just come and sit and hang out. And all of you guys, whether you sit and listen and never type a thing, but you sit out there and you make that counter roll over by one person and you're like, I really dig this guy's show. Then understand that number, that haha number go up, that 9,630, that's you. That's you. And all I can do with my show now is try and give back to you guys. And that number getting closer to 10,000 means we get closer to a gaming convention, an in real life gaming convention, not just me taking time on Discord and pretending to have a convention. No, Jack, you're one of the people who makes things great around here. Jack Photon, those books, you guys won those books. Those awesome handmade AD&D replica books that he does where he puts together all that obscure stuff. That's Jack. That's not me. Daniel Tracy Lesh, absolutely. Tracy was one of the early first guests on the show because I cyber stalked him. I still got a few things kicking around, Jack. We're going to do some more drawings, though. But all of you guys, whether you super chat or sit there quietly and have never said a thing to me, just going, I really like this guy. I like being subscribed to this guy. I love his channel, but I don't want to super chat. I don't want to talk to him. I don't care because you are still awesome. So thank you. So what does that mean other than me running my mouth? What does that mean other than me running my mouth? Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you guys what. There are so many channels out here and so many people on those channels who've come on my show, who've hung around and chit-chatted with me. Matthew Ludovico, a little bit of the old in and out there, Matthew. Gen Con coming up, maybe 10K by then. Could be. Although Gen Con's in August, I kind of hope I'm there before August or whenever it is. But Dungeon Minister, Doom Swords, Great Old Ones channel, Yang Yan Zhao. Yang's another one of those guys who's like helped me pick myself up and wipe the mud off when I've just been like, man, the channel's dying. They've choked me off. They're suffocating me. They're throwing me in a box and nailing it shut over on YouTube. Yang's one of the people. But there's so many small channels out there that I want to bring along. Guys, a rising tide lifts all boats. When I say subscribe to this channel, subscribe to that channel, it's not idle talk. Okay, it's not like, I'll see him in the audience, I guess I better. I don't care that Yang's not here. Go subscribe to Yang Yanzhao 4 on YouTube. Okay? Go subscribe to Great Old Ones channel. Go subscribe to Sci-Fi for Me TV. On 2XS, tune in for the snack recipes. I do give out a recipe every now and again. I want to lift people up with this channel. That's all I've ever wanted, going all the way back to before there was a channel. I mean, I had YouTube, but I live streamed on Facebook. So I thought that was a smart move. But when COVID hit and things got shut down, I had to use that megaphone. And I'm going to keep on doing that. Most of you guys have figured out how to play D&D remote if you have to. Or you can just go back to your other games. Now, the next stage, I want to wake up in a couple of years and all those great channels that I just mentioned and more. I want to see their Kickstarters blowing up. I want to see Claricon with like 3,000 people at it. Claricon, it's in Glen Williams, Ontario, in October, every October. Check out Claricon. Go to Claricon. Road trip to Claricon. If you're in Canada, if you want to wait until we annex Canada, so then it's just driving to another state, I understand. But get ahead of the crowd so you don't have to wait in line for 2 hours to get an autograph from Dungeon Minister. That's the next step for this channel after I hit 10,000. Listen to me. I'm talking like I'm going to have 1 million subs or something. I'm not. That's never going to happen. Wouldn't that be bigger than the 10? It would be, which would be, well, when you consider that 70,000 people show up to Gen Con at in Indianapolis, which Indianapolis is not like a pokey little town. Still, 70,000 people showing up. That's consider this. 500,000 people show up in Daytona Beach, Florida for race week out there, which I think was just this past month. 24 hours at Daytona, the 500, the 200. So Volusia County, I think maybe has 1.2 million people in it in total. So they get a third of their population increased. So yeah, go to Bike Week. Yeah, Bike Week. The smaller yet equally intense Biketoberfest. Then you have Bike Summer or Bummer. And then Bikescapades on Ice. Bike Miss. I'm just kidding. That's right, Adepticon. Game day in Tuscaloosa. IWS Bowl, perfect example. Game day in Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa, Alabama has a population of about 90,000. Bryant-Denny Stadium, which regularly sells out its games regardless of who's playing there against Alabama, seats 110,000. They literally, like if LSU comes to town, that town literally doubles its population. TXG, I'm not. I'm poor, dude. I'm monetarily challenged, let me say. Oh, yeah, the tailgating scene around there, IWS. I was up there in 23 for the Arkansas game. Oh, that game, that aged me. But yeah, so Arkansas was, yeah, it was like a tent city had sprung up. A very genteel, polite tent city had sprung up. And spotted cow is delicious. And if you're friends with Heidi Gygax, and you should be, you can score a spotted cow pretty easy. But anyway, I want to use what I've got. Arcade games are off. That's what was wrong. I want to use the gift that I have been given by you guys, and I want to share it. That's what I want to do with this channel. I used this channel to help lift people up, and I'm going to do it again. 10,000 ain't much. 10,000 ain't much, guys. But you know what? It's more than I ever could have hoped for this channel. Hell, when I hit 1,000 and could monetize, I thought I'd hit the top. Well, not the top. I knew there were people with more subs than me on YouTube. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, I misspoke. It's not 9630, it's 9623. So if you're watching out there and you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Please do so. So I'm building something here, guys. I'm building something. Same amount of shorts, just spread out a little bit more, and a contentful video every week on Wednesday. So now I have the teleprompter. Now I can improvise. As long as I don't, hey, Vindicta, good to see you. As long as I don't, the face it could launch 1,000 radios. But as long as I don't have to think about it, I can improvise. But the minute I start thinking about it, the minute I start having to stop and recall facts, is when you start to get ums and ahs and uhs and ums. And then it just turns into a mess. And the Wednesday short, guys, the short that I'm doing, or not the short, the Wednesday video, the video that's dropping Wednesday will be about the the unarmed combat in first edition AD&D and why it sucks. Now, a lot of you guys might know that the first edition AD&D combat system sucks as far as unarmed combat goes. A lot of you might think it's good, but some of you, because I do have a lot of people who stop by the channel and say, yeah, I've never checked this out before, I want to play some first edition AD&D, you might not know just how bad it is. So I'm putting together a video and I'll have the teleprompter. So IWS Bull, don't burn out. That's what this is gonna fix. That's what this is gonna fix. 3 shorts in a live stream, 4 shorts in a live stream, 3 shorts, 2 live streams, and a short form news video. Stuff like that was what was burning me out, brother. Because I was seeing less and less traction from it, but I was doing it more and more and doing it harder and harder. Trust me, this is exactly the opposite. It'll be more measured. I will tell you that. I mean, if I get 2,000 views on every one of my shorts, I don't. I wish I did consistently, but I don't. But if I get 2,000 views on every short that I do, and I was doing 3 a day, well, that's 6,000 views a day. But then if I go down to 2 shorts, that's 4,000 a day. So it now becomes less views, but the impactful FaceTime video, and even if it's not me on the camera, even if it just comes in with a little B-roll pan around and I'm narrating over something, kind of like I do with the shorts, but in a less frenetic, more considered long form type video, then maybe that makes more people stick. Maybe those videos pick up more views. I don't know. We'll have to see. What I do is pretty niche. All right. I don't think I'm going to be getting, critical drinker views. Like my video drops 10 minutes later, 27,000 views on it or anything like that. That's certainly not going to happen. Be nice if it did, but it won't. But very wise and very smart people told me to lay down the metrics, to stop looking at the metrics, that it was unhealthy. And it is. It so is. I'm going to do a long-term video about this. But guys, let me tell you something. If you're running a small channel right now and you're like, you feel that little good pinch when you see like, oh yes, 3 subscribers on this video, and you're sitting there and you're hitting refresh on your page all the time, stop. Don't become what I almost became. I'm not lying to you guys. Last week I was about ready to hang it up. And I'm going to do a whole video about this. I'll probably drop it on a Sunday or something like that and point people at it. I think it's important, but I don't think YouTube's going to promote it very much, particularly given the subject matter. Exactly, Vindicta, you know what I'm talking about. Metrics suck. Our brains get addicted to rising numbers. So JP got rockets. You guys have got some good insights here, and I don't want to just blow past them. You changed your stream schedule. The brightest candles burn the hottest, and they burn out first. Absolutely. And I was magnesium fire hot from November to January. And then YouTube shifted. They said, okay, This guy's gone a little viral. Can he sustain it with a normal audience? And it turns out I can, not to the same volume, but I can. But they don't tell you that they're going to do stuff like that. And when I thought they were muting me, when I thought I was being literally hidden by the algorithm, not just put back in the same discovery category as everyone else, I freaked out. Does Weird Al play AD&D? I don't know about AD&D, but I can almost promise you Al plays D&D. I can almost promise you. There's an episode of the show Gravity Falls where they get together and play a role-playing game, Dungeons, and More Dungeons. And if you don't know what Gravity Falls is, it's like the X-Files meets Dexter's Lab. And the two main characters are stuck in a town somewhere in the in the Pacific Northwest. And Dexter's Lab meets the X-Files meets Twin Peaks. And everything they do gets affected somehow by the paranormal. So when they find a copy of Dungeons, and More Dungeons, it manifests the dungeon master who makes them actually fight monsters to win, but they still have to roll dice. It's a fun, goofy episode. But the evil wizard is voiced by Weird Al Yankovic, and I can only surmise that he knows what's going on. Oops. Absolutely, a watch pot never boils. I was not great. I was not great. Mike Dymart says, I enjoy the shorts. You're surprised to keep so am I. Every time I think, it's like I got a big wad of bubble gum in my mouth, and every time I think the flavor's out, you ever do that? You sort of, you push it inside out and you chew what was balled up in the middle there, and you're like, oh, it's still sweet, I still keep finding some sweet flavor in there, and hopefully that will keep happening. I've got a month's worth of shorts racked and stacked. Well, I've got a week racked and stacked. I've got a month scripted out. So yeah, I keep finding stuff. I need to get Larry Correa on. I don't know that I could pull someone like that. It is TXG. It really is. And that's a good analogy. What TXG said here, guys. He said, trying to figure out what YouTube is going to do next is like trying to guess the next winning lottery ticket. And what makes it worse is shorts or scratchies. And scratchies are pretty easy to win on. You can almost make your money back with scratchies. And I got a couple of $50 ones back in January and February, or November, December, and January, rather. And that's a dangerous thing. And then I turn around and I plowed all that money into Powerball tickets. And I didn't win anything. So that's where I am, guys. I'm in a place, but it's a good place because I figured out what I want to do, how I want to move forward. And it's not the way I was doing it before. All right. I had a Top Fuel Funny car and Yak could go almost 300 miles an hour, but I was using it to drive to the grocery store, and I couldn't figure out why the engine quit working after a while. Because it was not to purpose. So that's what I needed to say about that, guys. That's what I wanted to talk to you about with that. Now let's talk about what's coming up this week and next week. Tomorrow night, we are playing First Edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. And if you don't know what I mean by we are playing First Edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, stick around. We actually do a live stream where I have a group of players come on. They log into this here live chat thingy with me, and we throw some virtual dice and we play First Edition AD&D. And I can already hear you going, aha! So you're trying to be the next Critical Role and it's not working out, and that gives you sad brains. Not so. Unlike Critical Role, we actually play the game. We're actually playing. It's not a script that we run. We don't have script writing sessions. We don't do table reads. We don't do we don't do character story arcs that are written weeks in advance. We roll dice. You guys see the dice roll. The characters can get killed. The characters can die. Poison, knockdown on hit points, traps, spells. The characters can die. And then the players got to roll up. No, I'm not going to hire professional voice actors. Did you know the Dungeon Delver is not going to hire professional voice actors? Okay, Jack Photon, good tech question there. I'm going to get back to that in just a minute. I'm going to mark your question and I'm going to come back to it. So that's how we do. And we're currently playing Dungeon Module A3, Assault on the Area of the Slave Lords. The one thing, I'm going to full confession to you guys right now. I have talked to my players. They want to play A4 in the Dungeons of the Slave Lords. It requires a fairly scripted event at the end of this module. They know what's coming. If you've read or played these modules, you know what's coming. Jack Photon, I'll tell you real quick, just to pause, in response to your question, your video has to be 9:16 and under 3 minutes. 9:16, under 3 minutes. Upload it in that format to your YouTube client on PC, Mac, whatever. Phone will auto detect it. Well, actually, the computer client will also auto detect it. But it'll say, oh, you're creating a short. And it'll take you through all the steps to post it up. That's how it do. Oh, that's awesome, Jay. So, yeah, we're, I know why that's blown out. My polarization filter slipped. It just dawned on me. That's why that's blown out. Okay. Anyway, so that's what we're doing on Tuesday night. Wednesday night, I do not know if Kyle's going to be able to make it Wednesday night. If Kyle doesn't, we're going to talk about the GWOC, the Great Underground Online Gaming Convention. That's the online gaming con that we hold on this channel We do it on Discord. It is a virtual gaming convention. It is held around the clock from April 9th to April 12th. I will show you guys how to register for the con. It's free, by the way. It's free. How to register for the con, how to sign up for games, how to become a game master, and how to create your game in the game grid. And I will show you guys where to buy your merch for this year's con. Do you guys want to see the merch that we've created for the con? Want to see the merch for that? Let me know if you want to see the merch. If you haven't seen the merch, I will show you the merch. Take care, JP. Great Old One wants to see the merch. TXG wants to see the merch. It's nothing fancy. I just figured out how to do filters and texture warping. And I grabbed the right font. Vindicta, take care. Behold, in the spirit of Black Sabbath's Master of Reality, get that on a shirt, get that on a pint glass, get that on a dice bag. Dungeon Minister will have that uploaded. He'll get that on merchandise stuff. Thought you guys might like that. So there you go. That's the merch. So who have we got coming to Guac? I'm glad you asked. We have, as guests, we have Richard Witters, Tracy Lesh, author Alyssa Hazel. We've got coming into DM. We have Matthew Tapp is coming in. He's going to be running some cool stuff at the con. Who else is going to be there? Oh yeah. The Horde Wars guys are going to come and run some stuff. Let's see. Richard Witters, Tracy Lish, Sky Hernstrom, Eric Garland, and Heidi Gygax Garland. Oh yeah, it's going to be good stuff. It's going to be good stuff. And that is the 9th to the 12th. And we'll discuss that Wednesday if Kyle can't make it. If Kyle can make it, we'll see what Kyle wants to do on Wednesday. I'll find out from him tonight. It ain't the years, it's the miles, Jack. You gonna be at Guac, Jack? You want to pop in over at Guac, play some games? Love to see you there, buddy. We're going to have an auction, by the way. We are going to be doing an auction. I am going to be auctioning off a wood grain repro set that will come with the 3 booklets and chainmail. So yeah, you're going to have a shot at that. What else? Gosh. As if that's not enough. I'm going to be running games. Lots of people are going to be running games. It's going to be good fun. John Collins wants that. Well, I hope you win the auction, buddy. But anyway, so that is what we're going to discuss Wednesday if Kyle can't make it. If Kyle can make it, we're going to do what Kyle wants. Thursday, we will discuss guac. If Kyle can't be here on Wednesday and we talk about guac on Wednesday, we'll do some open RPG talk on Thursday. Friday night, yes, I will sign it, John. Friday night, we will be playing Blade Runner 2049 from Free League. My Friday night crew is pretty awesome. I'm looking forward to that. Wednesday afternoon, I will be on Tidal, talking in the library. Jack, you guys know Lost Lore Scholar Jack. You better know Lost Lore Scholar Jack. No. Drop me. Oh, it's a shame, Advanced Fantasy. Drop me an email. You don't have to scan your face to join. They backed off of that. They backed way off of that. Jack is on special assignment. I have been asked to be a guest on Tidal, and I will do that. So I'm looking forward to that. So I'll be doing that on Wednesday. Saturday, I believe it's Saturday. You know what? Before I start misspeaking, scroll up here. Let's see. Just got to find this. Okay, yeah, this coming Saturday, El Sábado Gigante. This coming Saturday, I will be doing the Nerd Council of Doom. I do believe myself, Yang and Zhao, Dungeon Minister, attacking your pop culture sensibilities on all fronts. And boy, howdy, do we have a lot of fun stuff to talk about. So I'm looking forward to it. So I've got a pretty busy week ahead of me. Not as busy as some weeks have been lately. Now, one thing I do want to tell you guys is after guac, I am taking a vacation. There will still be videos auto-uploaded. I am racking and stacking between now and guac. But there ain't going to be any live streams. Stuff will go out. Stuff will post up. Raphael Dankin, good to see you. How are you? So you'll get regular video content from me for the couple of weeks that I am away, but no live streams. Church with a D&D feel. Yeah. Yep. It is kind of like that. It do be like that, don't it? I do need a vacation, John. I do need a vacation. Christmas was not the vacation that I wanted it to be. I had a good Christmas. Let me just say that unequivocally. I had a good Christmas. Paige was absolutely not a vacation. I busted my ass at Paige. I went through the ringer at Paige, okay? Paige was not a vacation. As much fun as it's going to be, and I'm going to have a lot of fun, I'm going to be busy at EggCon this summer. So, Graph Paper Architect, we were just using your name in vain not an hour ago. So, I will be taking some time off after Guac. Again, you guys will still get videos. This computer right here is going to be shut the hell off. The only YouTube I'm going to be engaging in is watching car resto videos and fellow D&D tuber videos. So that I am so looking forward to the week 10 days after Guac. So I hope you guys are too. Let me ask you guys a question, since I've only really had one kind of D&D-ish sort of question tonight, and it looks like nobody else is forthcoming. That's not a complaint, by the way. That just is what is. What is my car of poison? Okay, there's a question. What is my car of poison? For Bill, any Detroit 1966 to 1982. That 16-year period for me, that is most likely what the resto guys are going to find and pull out of places. Today, like if you just said, look, go find a car, you can't pick a McLaren or a Lambo or something like that. Go pick a car in this budget range. I'll write you a check for it. You can have it. Nothing, no exotics, no sports cars. Honestly, I would probably go get a Civic Coupe with a V6, little ticket Germacher. But I have watched those car resto guys go out, like, what was it, junkyard? No, Pole Barn Garage. Went to a place where all the guy had was Mopar Rex, and he was talking about one that he bought. I think it was a Charger. I feel like it was a Charger. But the dude points to a husk, a shell, and says, we're going to try and get this car running and driving home. Brothers, he was pointing to a car body that was lying on the ground. No suspension, no rear axle, no front end. No front body panels. Everything from the firewall forward, just out there in that scrapyard. He got a front end. He got a rear end. He had to buy some stuff. He found a motor that wasn't seized. And over the course of like 2.5 days, this guy let him, once they got it up on wheels, he let him wheel it to their barn. And son of a bitch, they drove it home. It wasn't even a car. It was a shell. It was a rusted shell. It'd be like me saying, we're going to see if we can get this book reprinted. So yeah, just amazing. A 66 GTO and a 70 Le Mans. My God. That's awesome. Anyway, to go back to what I was saying, that was at least somewhat D&D related. I think it was anyway. Since no one is asking me about D&D stuff, I will talk about this. Oh, right. Not car detailing. I mean, the barn cars, getting them cleaned up is okay, but seeing the guys who go out and get the wrecks, the rotted out, rusted out, and they get it to their garage, they'll buy new panel kits or just sheet metal stuff in and use frosting and filler to fix pinhole rust. And it's like by the end of a series that they do over the course of a few months, it's now most of the guys, it's all show no, or it's all go no show. They'll leave patinas on and just like clear coat over it. But I mean, those young men do a fantastic job. Anyway, so I blathered on about Crom, and if you're new to the channel and you don't know what Crom is, well, you're about to get a demonstration. Has there ever been a car with a D&D logo or a license plate? I'm sure people have done it. All right, so let's see. I think I put it in AD&D actually. That's not it. Is it on the desktop here? What version are you? I have too many versions of Crom sitting around on my desktop. Oh, that's Crom 1.5. I'm just going to drag that over to the recycle bin. I don't think I want that anymore. So I want to take a few minutes to show off Crom, guys. Ooh, what a lucky Crom he was. Here we go. All right, you know what? I'm going to do new folder. We're going to call this. And we're going to go down here because I don't want a bunch of characters in it. We're going to... Maybe you've wondered what Crom can do for you. Let me introduce you to Crom, guys. Let me introduce you to Crom. Oh, it's all 8:30. Wowzers. Great old ones, no problem. If you need to prep for an AD&D game. All right. Let me ambigulate this. Ah, there we go. It's embiggened. To do that, you would need some kind of rebigulator. Colors, screen text. Yeah. All right. Let's take a look here, guys. Let me show you what Crom can do. This is Crom, Character Record Organization Manager. For classic tabletop role-playing games, create a feature-rich character sheet. Here are our options. Create a character, guided auto-create, random auto-create, multi-class random auto-create, bard random auto-create, dual-class random auto-create, load a save character, or quit. Now, you're in a hurry. You need an NPC fast, but not too much of a hurry. Let's check out guided auto create. So you type G. Character name. Oh, let's see. Kaufman. Gender male. Use psionics? No. Available races. Kaufman's a gnome. He is a single class illusionist. He's level 7. Save now? Yes. Print this character sheet? No. Enter. That's it. I just created a character. How do I approach side quests of all? Elaborate on that. Tell me what you mean by how do I approach side quests? That's it. You want to see him? There he is. Kaufman the illusionist, completely created. Illusionist spells are set up. You want to know if he's got equipment? Let's look at equipment. He's got his weapons, a backpack, rope, torch, rations, water skin. There you go. Did you see how fast that went? Did you see how quickly you can create a character with Crom? That was guided. That took us all of 15 seconds. Halfling fighter. Let's see. Five seconds. Oh, we forgot to save him. Let's do that again. Random. Oh, half-elf druid. Let me see. Woodleaf. Save to text. 5 seconds. 5 seconds. How does it look on paper? Well, let me show you, GPA. Let's add to stage. Takes longer to do this than it does to create the character. There's Woodleaf's character sheet. All of his stats. There's his equipment, druid spells, etc., etc., etc. That's it. It's that simple. You can create characters that quickly, guys. You want a bard? You need a bard created real quick? Robert Plant the Bard. Save now? Yes. No. And there's Robert Plant. Bada bing, bada boom. Done. You want to see the equipment? Because it gave our bard equipment. Well, leather armor, short sword, dagger, backpack, rope, torch, rations, water skin. You want to add something to that? Waiting coins, say 40 coins. Quantity 1. And now it's in their backpack or it's on their person. It's that easy to use, guys. It's that easy to create a character in Crom. This is an amazing program. If you're serious about playing AD&D, this is the program you need at your table. Now, let me tell you what it's not. It's not open source. I'm not going to open source it. It's not a web application. It's not available for Android or iOS. It's not natively available for Mac OS. But it does run under Wine. Likewise for Linux. But other than that, you can get Crom and you can have an absolute ball. And if you want to know how, drop me an email, bsylvia@gmail.com. SideQuest, do I use them, like them? If my worlds are fairly open, SideQuest doesn't really, I mean, if the party is going from G3 to D1 and they're like, wait a second, before we start the Descent series, we want to go do some other stuff, and they wind up playing S4 and then coming back and starting D1, that's fine. If it's a side quest like the paladin had a vision about his warhorse, can we accompany him on his quest to get the warhorse before we go fight the bugbears in their lair? Sure, we can do that. So yeah, I'm okay with side quests. I mean, if the party is on a timer, you know, before the three suns descend and before the ascension of the seventh moon of Meepzorp, you must have slain Goldarung, the one-eyed purple dragon, or else the star goat will consume the third world of Aldebaran. You better deal with the issue at hand first. Take care, IWS Bull. So yeah, if we're talking about a timed situation where time is of the essence, but if the party insists, and I'm like, guys, this is literally an end of the world type situation. The building's on fire. You really want to go across the street to the delicatessen? Yes. You come out after having the best Philly cheesesteak you've ever had. The building is burned to the ground. It's up to the players. It's up to the players. Now, do I bake them into the game? Generally speaking, no. That's not to say that I don't give them right, Jack? I'm not saying I shut off avenues or that there's nothing else going on in the world. There's plenty going on in the world. That's why I have random encounter tables. Let me tell you, one of the funniest and most interesting things in the Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is there's a mission where you're supposed to go to a hotel, some cheap motel, and save your sister from some bad guys or something, your girlfriend. I don't remember. And you're supposed to stay within the confines of the little area where things are going on. If you leave, and you can literally just walk away from it. It does not break the game. They never patched this out. But the game has the entire world on pause while you are doing that. The entire world is on pause. I don't mean people are frozen in place. I mean, it stops the internal game logic as far as NPCs and events are concerned. You leave that area, grab a car, park it next to another car, park another car next to that, basically just pile up cars and blow them up, something that would automatically get you 3 wanteds. The entire NPC interaction system of Los Santos, well, hell, all of San Andreas is shut off. It's just shut off. The only activity consists inside that little motel area. You can screw off for days. You can sneak onto the military bases. It doesn't increase your wanted stars. You can do something similar in Grand Theft Auto 5. If you want to get a fighter jet in Grand Theft Auto 5, go out to, like, there's some rural area where you can talk to an NPC and, like, offer to hunt elk. Well, you just turn around and leave that area immediately and go to the military base. It's shut off the NPC logic. The highways are abandoned. There's nobody on the streets. You can just go right into the military base and steal a fighter jet, fly it to one of your airfields, and land it there. And then go back and either finish or fail the elk hunting mission. That's not how my campaign worlds work. I've had players get frustrated with me and they're like, man, we keep killing giants. It's just like more giants show up or they keep putting up traps. Didn't we empty this room out? You didn't clear out the whole dungeon, did you? Something moved into that space. You left some kobolds alive. You left some giants alive. You left some ogres alive. And they figured, if they're coming back, we're setting up traps. We're setting up ambushes. There's fewer of us now. A side quest is simply a quest in a different direction. My worlds are alive. They breathe. They live. If parties want the consequences of ignoring what they started doing, you know, that's like the Elder Scrolls games. Sometimes, like, all right, I'm doing this thing. I'm going through this dungeon. I've cleared out everything. Oh, crap. I don't have the Hujimawatsuts to open this lock. Well, getting that's a whole bunch of quests that I didn't. All right, I got to go do that. And then you come back and it's just, it's exactly like it was. And you, okay, there's a click, boom. And I go in and I get the stuff. And then I, you know, but there's other times when it's like, oh, I got to clear out all the bandits. Da, 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 da. Oh man, I'm really badly injured and I'm all out of potions. I'm all out of healing and I'm all out of mana. Oh crap. I'm just getting out of here. And I run, you know, I go back and I heal up or whatever. And then when I come back, guess what? The place is full of bandits again. The traps are working again. So sometimes the world lives. Sometimes the world doesn't live, depending on the nature of the quest. The world always lives in my games. The world always lives. It doesn't sit idly. The monsters come back. Did you kill the ultra unique monster in that cave? You killed an adult red dragon. A family of chimera moved in. Or 10 ogres. Or 50 kobolds, you know. 50 kobolds in a trench coat. Thank you, John Collins. I appreciate that. But the worlds are dynamic and the worlds don't sit still. So side quest by, I mean, the party wants to go do something else. Absolutely. Go, do. Just be prepared to deal with the consequences. Alrighty, that, unless you guys have any additional questions, I think we're going to wrap it up there for tonight. Tomorrow night, first edition AD&D. You get to see some of that AD&D goodness. I hope you guys will stick around for that. Again, Wednesday night, Kyle or no Kyle, don't know yet. We'll find out. Thursday night, depends on Wednesday night. Friday night, Blade Runner. Saturday, Dungeon Minister, myself, Yang Yanzel, Nerd Council of Doom. Wednesday afternoon, also with title Talk in the Library with Dean and Jill Howitt. I will be there. Anyway, so you guys take care of each other. And you know who else is revitalized? You know who else feels good and has a new purpose, guys? He's rested. He's ready. He's looking forward to vacation. So you better look out on your way out and don't get tangled up in the owl bear. Peace. Good night. Love you all.
Have you seen my owl bear? Here's to all the weirdos everywhere in the woods and in the air. Have you seen my owl bear? Should I shave off all my hair? Bobs are all around. Some live in tunnels underground. Some are fat, some are rich, some are sleeping in a ditch. Can you ride a crooked horse without a saddle, way off course? Naked as a toad, all the way to Smoky Joe's. Have you seen the little creep driving fast in his little green Jeep? He smells like fish and brandy, but his rotten teeth look dandy. Take me to the show, I don't care if fast or slow. From action flicks to dancing dicks, just take me to the show.